What's up, YouTubers? It's your boy Stymie, Aquadale Smoke Barbecue. Hope y'all having a good day. Appreciate you coming, checking out the channel there. Got a good one for you today. We're gonna take a road trip. You know, can't tell you how many times I've been to the grocery store, picked out what I thought was a good steak, got home, tried to cook it, and I was like, man, this thing's something wrong with it. Well, been doing some research on the different grades for beef, and just so happens that I've ran into a cousin of mine, Steve Carpenter. He owns Carpenter Family Farms down in Anson County, and he's been nice enough to let us come down there. He's going to show us the farm, and he does black Angus cows, and he does them from calf to packing, and we're going to get him to help us understand a little bit more about meat grades, what it takes to get it to the table, or at least to the grill, let's just say that. So without further ado, let's head down there and check out my man Steve, Carpenter's Family Farms. We'll put some links on there. He's got a Facebook page, and you know he's got all that stuff just like we all do. But anyway, let's go and check him out. Got my clipboard. We're ready to ride, y'all. Field trip, yay, field trip. Getting out of the country now, y'all. Rocky River and Anson County line. All right, everybody, here we are at Carpenter Family Farms. Yeah, y'all know me, Stymie, Aquadale Smoke Barbecue. This is Steve Carpenter, Carpenter Family Farms, and he's been nice enough to let us come down here. He's going to show us a little bit about farming. You know, we go to the grocery store and we pick up a piece of meat. We don't really know anything about it other than it's a piece of meat. We're not going to get into a whole bunch of technicals about it, but basically getting a chance to talk firsthand to a man that raises Angus cattle. So, Steve, thank you for letting us come up here today.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, man. I was sitting here, when I was talking to you the other day, I thought it was kind of, I giggled. Well, I ain't going to say I giggled. I laughed when you said that it's a family operation. And you was telling me all the way down to your mom lives right up there, and she's drinking a cup of coffee, and she sees a cow out, and she calls you. So that's family made. That's right. That's everybody keeping up with it. So how did Carpenter Family Farms get started?
Well, the land we're standing on in 1917, Grandpa Carpenter bought it, and it's been a working farm for many a year. Kind of slacked off a little bit. Daddy worked at the mill, and he always. Stuff has been planted here since then. He always had a huge garden. He was always had a green thumb and could plant. But as far as livestock, we brought livestock back here about 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, and we've been eating our own meat for 20 years, and we decided we would try to start selling it.
Getting out into the market.
Yep. And
so, what was the trigger? Like, woke up one morning and cartoon came on and you said, hey, I want a cow. I mean, how did it,
well,
how did it become cow and maybe not chicken? Because there's a lot of chicken farmers around.
Yeah. I married into it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's
Nichole.
Yes, that's Nichole. There's me, Nichole, my daughter Maddie, and son EB.
Yep. I got some pictures of them he sent me. I'll put in this video a little later so you'll know who they are. They would be here now, but I think they're out there working it.
Maddie's working a cow sale, and Nichole and EB, we'll probably see them in a minute when we go up to the barn. They're working cows.
And you're just getting out of work right now.
Getting out of work, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you for coming this morning.
That's why you had me come out here. Right. Okay, makes sense. But yeah, so so how'd you like get past the hurdle of eating your own, or raising them for yourself versus, okay, we're going to try to get out into the market?
Well, Nichole, again, they've been eating it forever, and then I married into it, and we just decided with everything, you don't know where your meat's coming from, and we wanted to provide what we're blessed to be able to eat to everyone else, and that's kind of how. There is a funny story back behind it. We started to go buy a tractor and a hay baler, and I wanted to buy a used tractor and a brand new hay baler. I know how to work on a tractor. I told her, I said, I ain't good at hay balers, but I can work on a tractor.
Yeah.
And so Nichole ended up buying a brand new tractor and a wore out hay baler. And she said, I will sell meat to make up the difference, to make my tractor payment. And that's kind of how some of it has started too. So to help make a tractor payment, and to provide people with farm fresh quality meat is what our goal is.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And these cows right here behind us, those are your cows, right?
Yes. Yep.
And those are Angus?
Yes. We have purebred Angus, we have commercial Angus, and we have some purebred Herefords. Okay. My son has purebred Herefords. Papa started him a Hereford herd so that we could crossbreed, and when you cross them, they make better cows than the purebred. And an example of that is, if anybody's ever had a purebred dog, you stay at the vet with them all the time.
All the time, yeah.
But if you go to the pound and get an old Sooner dog, you can't kill him, and he's the toughest thing around. So that's a little bit of an elementary school way of explaining what crossbreed is.
But that'll also kind of take me into this next thing, BQA.
Yes,
that's basically what they do. They make sure. Well, tell us about it. You the expert.
Well, BQA is beef quality assurance, and basically you go on and you take a test and you get certified in BQA, and that allows us to sell in a little bit higher quality sales. We've got the meat business, but we also have a feeder calf business too. Okay. So but the BQA helps both of them. On the feeder calf side, we get to sell in a BQA sale. About that is they're castrated, weaned, they're vaccinated properly. You know how your drug withdrawal times are, and it's a premium market for BQA cows. They have to be handled a certain way. There's a lot more to it than just Uncle Joe out here's got cows, and he's never done anything, and he don't know how to give a shot if you have to give shots, which we like to minimize. But if we give one, we know where to give it and how to give it to be the safest for the cow and the meat.
That's right. That's right. And it looks, I think I read online, they've got a lot of other programs, like they got youth programs, dairy, all kinds of other things. So it's not just for cow. It's kind of.
It is amazing. People that don't know, my daughter Maddie has traveled all over America already.
Oh, wow.
She's been as far as California with the American Angus Association. We took a trip last year to the National Junior Angus Show in Nebraska, and I actually hauled cows out there, drove 24 hours straight through, cool. Taking turns driving, team driving. So the cattle industry is really amazing, and on these youth programs, if you don't sign up quick, you lose your spot. It's such a demand for it that people don't even know about, that you've got to be in it and on it, on top of it, because they're so fun too. Maddie, when she come back from California, Modesto, California, after they toured everything out their farms, winery, vineyard, they toured, Lord, all kind of stuff, an almond farm. She come back and slept like all day when she got back because she was so tired. They get them in the morning and they don't bring them back till night. A lot of these organizations, they'll feed them a brownie and stay in and watch a movie, but
it's a real deal.
It is awesome what they do with these kids and how much more she knows now. than a kid that, you know, maybe raised up on a farm that never had these opportunities. She's pretty blessed and pretty knowledgeable, and seen so much off of the youth programs that is offered.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, we were also talking a little bit earlier. You've got a lady that buys your meat, Ansonian Soup Company.
Yes.
What it is?
Yep. Ansonian Soup Company.
I was looking at their website. That's kind of like a higher end type restaurant. I mean, well, I say restaurant. Explain it a little bit. I've never been to it. I'm definitely going because
if you think about a little, if you've ever been to like Asheville and you go into some of the little shops and you eat and you're like, man, this is good, you know, kind of just the atmosphere. That's kind of what she's produced in Wadesboro.
Oh, really?
And if probably a lot of you listeners don't know where Wadesboro is at, but we are in the country. We are, you know, we are
halfway between Charlotte and the beach.
Yep, that's right. And so she has brought 5-star dining to Wadesboro, and it's pretty cool. And she has a meal every month called the Green Street Supper Club, and she uses our meat to prepare a 5-course meal, and it's excellent. She's a chef. She's been on the Chopped.
The Chopped?
The Chopped.
Really?
Yep.
Chopped on
Chopped.
the Food Network?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
She has been a contestant on
Celebrity.
that. So, yeah, pretty neat. Miss Monica's pretty intimidating. She knows her stuff. With old country boy like me just trying to sell some beef, she's taught me a lot. And yeah, she keeps us on our toes, definitely.
But she uses your meat on
yes,
that. That's cool. That's awesome. It's like I was telling my wife yesterday. She asked me, she said, what are y'all going to talk about? I said, well, only thing I know is I go to the grocery store and I pick up some meat. And there's really like 3 grades of meat. There's select, there's choice, and there's prime. The select, very slight marbling at all. The moderate marbling is your choice. That's what most grocery stores have. The prime is something you're just not really going to find. I don't even think you can go to a grocery store or even the meat market really and find it, just because it's so rare. What I've read up with the work has to be done to the cows and what they've got to eat and how much they've got to eat. It's just a small market for it. So, you know, a lot of people's not going to pay that much money.
High-end restaurants and hotels.
High-end restaurants. Any steakhouse, high-end steakhouse, you'll have prime in there.
To give you an example, it'd be tough to find some in Wadesboro.
That's right. Yeah, Stanley County too.
Stanley County, yeah.
You probably find some in Charlotte up there.
Yes, 100%.
But it's really just, and I'm gonna put some pictures up. There'll be a couple of stills in this right here where we're talking. That'll show the pictures of the different types of meat. But yours is probably right there in between the. I'd say it's in between the choice and the select, right in there somewhere, wouldn't it be?
Well, we hope that it is. When to get a grade, you have to have a USDA grader.
And all your meat's USDA graded.
Well, our meat is USDA inspected. At processing. There is, I believe there is one processor at least one in North Carolina that does graded.
Okay.
And we are looking at possibly doing some of that because we spend a lot of time with them. We put a lot of effort into it, and if we could get a grade on it, that is something that probably not many people do that sells off the farm. But if we could do that, we could set ourselves apart, and we have the cattle to be able to do it with. But currently, we do not sell anything graded. But
it is inspected.
Yes, yeah. We have our North Carolina meat handling license, and we have to keep up to date on it and be ready for surprise inspections from the NCDA. And then all our meat are processed at USDA facilities. That USDA inspector will inspect the carcass, and basically what we say that we do, he's making sure that we are doing what we said. And so it is USDA inspected, gets the stamp on it, and that is a part of selling meat. You can do commercial processing, custom processing, which is not USDA, but you can't sell the meat.
Well, you're kind of already in the market by yourself, because these they're gone now. These cows, they didn't come from the from the seller.
That's right.
You raise these cows.
Some people that sell, quote unquote, off the farm goes to the stockyard and buys it. And I mean, once they buy it, it is theirs and it is on their farm. But these cows here, we see every one of these when they're less than 24 hours old until the freezer. We know how they're treated, how they're handled, docility, which is a fancy word for saying the calmness of them. We know how calm these cows are, and then that in return produces better meat.
Cool.
Wild cows, just like a wild hog, is going to be tough,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to keep them calm. And when you go and buy one from the stockyard, you don't know what the other farmer did, but we know what we do, and that's what we want to sell. And we make a commitment to. Sometimes we run out. But we've made a commitment to our customers that we're not going to go out and just buy something at the stockyard to try to fill an order. We have people that we trust that if we didn't have cows, we would buy meat from, and we would direct somebody to go to them.
So basically we're basically at the starting point.
That's right. Yep.
So we may do an update in 5 years, and it may just be a whole things grow, and I can tell the passion that he's got in it. So I feel like what he's doing here now is going to definitely get bigger than what it is.
We hope so. We've got some ideas that we would love to do in the future, and but we do not have a processing facility. A lot of people say, "Well, do you process your own?" And again, that goes back to the USDA inspected part of it. You can process your own cow, but you just can't sell it.
That's right.
So to be able to sell to the public, to provide a service to them, we have to go through this route. Cool. A processing plant having a USDA inspector is a big deal. I mean, they have to only harvest. Yes, only have to harvest at certain times when they can inspect it and all. And you take a chance too. I mean, if you do your own stuff, you can do your own thing. But when that USDA inspector's there, which we like, they're tough and they don't play around.
That's right. Good. Well, I don't know that I've got any more questions other than I'd like to go out there and maybe take a look at some cows.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll walk.
We'll see what's going on. How can everybody get a hold of Carpenter Family Farm's meat?
Well, you go online to carpenterfamilyfarm.com, and we're also on Facebook, Carpenter Family Farm LLC, and we'll get you some pictures. I hope I got some kinfolk in Hawaii. They are a Carpenter Family Farm in Hawaii,
really?
And I think there's one up north. I don't know about being kin to the people up north, but I would like to meet hopefully kinfolk in Hawaii.
That would be cool.
I would like to take a family reunion trip out there.
I'd sign up for Ancestry.com.
Yeah, that's right. See if we're kin to them and come out there and see cuz.
Cool.
But we are located in Wadesboro, North Carolina.
Okay. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'll put some links in here to his website and Facebook page, and we'll tie all this stuff together. In the meanwhile, let's go look at a cow. All right, this is one of the cows right here, right?
Yes. Yep, that is, her number's 96. That's one of the EB shows.
That's one of EB's cows?
Yep.
That's cool. Sure, it's pretty country out here. Now, what's the one down there in the woods I see?
Her number's 30 is what they call her, and that's one of Maddie's. Okay. And then the one that's coming out, I guess she's specialer, if that's a word. Her name's Rita.
Oh, this one here?
Yep.
That is pretty. She's thick too, ain't she? So that's a show cow.
Yes. Yep. That's one Maddie shows. She works with her. Bring her over here, EB. You got her pointing downhill. All right, set her up. There you go.
That's cool.
And they train them to set up correctly every time.
That's cool. There we're up on top of the hill. I'm gonna do a drone shot. There we're on top of the hill looking at the cows grazing. So they got plenty of room. They not all
Yeah,
How far away are those from ready?
Well, them are mama cows,
Okay.
and then what we've got hollering in the background are their babies.
Oh, okay.
So we keep the mama cows, and then that's where feeder calves come in at.
I got you. So these are the calves.
These are the calves up here. Now these are the ones that we will sell and BQA sell, and then keep some to process.
Oh, okay. How old are these?
These are October, November calves.
Okay.
Some December calves.
Well, you got a pile of them. And you keep them in here, and then you let them out in a little bit.
Well, we've just moved these, and she's putting hay in the pasture.
Oh, okay.
And as you can see over there on top of the hill, and we've got to weigh these, and we're gonna check them, make sure all of them's good, and then we're turning them out and weaning them.
Okay. Cool. All right, so while I was there, went ahead and bought some meat. He's got the 7-ounce patties. And you can look at the packaging, you can tell it's heavy duty, vacuum sealed. I mean, that's airtight. These are the 7-ounce patties, pre-patted. So if you don't want to patty your own, you can just open this thing up, throw them on the grill, and you're ready to go. It's close to a pound as possible. This is 1.08. And this is if you want to do your spaghetti or something like that. Got the 1 pound packs. And then I also went ahead and bought a New York strip. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna see how this thing does right here. So we're gonna do a video separate a little bit later on, and we'll cook these up and let you know how they taste. But I can tell you right now, just looking at the quality of it, man, it's gorgeous, no doubt.